Can just 15 minutes of fast walking, becoming a part of your daily routine, cut the risk of early deaths? Let's tell you what a recent study says. According to it, 15 minutes of brisk walking a day can reduce the chance of an early death by 20%. This short and daily dose of fast walking is comparable to other forms of exercise like climbing stairs in terms of its health benefits. The study, published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine, found that fast walking boosts the heart efficiency and helps control body weight and composition, reducing the risk of high blood pressure and elevated fat levels in the bloodstream. The researchers said that increasing the pace of walking was highly accessible recommendation that the doctors can make to individuals of all ages and with fitness levels. The scientists said that fast walking could reduce the risk of cardiovascular diseases. They also said that the benefits of adding 15 minutes a day of fast walking were experienced by those who regularly walk at a slower pace and engage in some form of physical activity. The idea of climate change gives rise to images of melting glaciers, rising sea levels, scorched forests. But a report finds that the crisis is not just unfolding in the natural world, it's unfolding inside us. As the planet heats up, so do our emotions and our minds. What does that mean? From the scorching heat waves in Europe, to the devastating floods in Asia, to wildfires tearing through American West, the climate crisis is no longer a distant threat. Experts are now sounding alarm bells. They say that for every 1 degree Celsius in temperature, there is roughly a 1% increase in the risk of suicide. Researchers claim that climate change can have a profound impact on mental health through both direct and indirect ways. People exposed to extreme weather events like floods, wildfires, hurricanes, heat waves often experience acute stress, trauma, anxiety, depression, and PTSD. Record-breaking temperatures have scorched large parts of the Mediterranean, Europe, Asia, the US, West Asia in recent weeks, with forecasters warning of prolonged heat waves. However, along with those effects, climate experts warn that extreme heat even leads to elevated suicide risk. Research has revealed that every 1 degree Celsius rise in monthly average temperature led to a 2.2% spike in mental health-related deaths. And talking about the vulnerable groups who bear the brunt, it's often the ones with the least resources to cope or recover. And these include the low-income communities, indigenous population, the elderly, and people with pre-existing mental illnesses. For them, climate change is not a distant issue, but a daily threat to their homes, their health, their livelihoods. And there's also growing evidence of climate anxiety among younger people and those who feel powerless in the face of global environmental changes. At this point in time, the climate crisis is changing our world and our minds in a way. As the planet heats up, we must also not only face the physical consequences, but also be aware about the emotional ones. Because healing the planet may also mean healing ourselves. On to the US now. A brutal shooting in New York this week claimed more lives as America inches dangerously close to averaging 1 gun death every hour. In the past 7 months, over 250 mass shooting deaths have rocked the US this year. Yet, while President Donald Trump says he will not visit South Africa due to many murders, the numbers back home tell a far grimmer story.
The land of the free is now the land of the armed and afraid. Another day in New York, another round of mass shootings. A man gunned down 4 people, then killed himself in a Manhattan skyscraper. Armed with a semi-automatic rifle, the attacker shot a police officer outside the tower on Park Avenue, then opened fire in the lobby before trying to access the NFL's offices. President Donald Trump called the mass shooting a senseless act of violence carried out by a lunatic. The New York mayor laments the easy availability of guns, calling for tougher laws.
We cannot respond to senseless gun laws through vigils. It must be responded through legislation. It is time to turn the corner of a society where automatic weapons are as easy to get as a cell phone. We need to rethink who we are as a society, that there is a level of comfortability to carry an illegal weapon of this magnitude.
Many Americans can buy a gun in less than an hour. There are around 300 million guns in America. That's enough to arm every man, woman and child, and every state allows you to keep a firearm at home for protection.
When someone comes in to buy ammunition, they come in and they ask for what they want. They have to give us their driver's license, passport or birth certificate if they don't have a real ID.
Gun violence has become America's permanent problem. From coast to coast, schools, churches, malls and subway stations have all become bloodied stages in a never-ending tragedy. According to the latest data, by July, over 250 people have died in mass shootings alone. Add up daily homicides and the grim statistics suggests one gun-related death nearly every hour. President Trump raised eyebrows when he publicly refused to attend a G20 summit in South Africa. The reason? Too many murders, he said.
Do you plan to attend the G20 summit this year?
I don't think so, no. I think maybe I'll send somebody else because I've had a lot of problems with South Africa and they have some very bad policies. Very, very bad policies, like policies where people are being killed. A lot of people are being killed. So I think I probably won't.
Any updates?
I'd like to, but I don't think I will.
South Africa undeniably grapples with a severe crime problem, averaging a staggering 64 murders daily. Yet, even as the US points abroad, its own cities are awash with violence. The unforgiving reality, deadly shootings in the Big Apple, the daily toll mounting unchecked, demands a reckoning. American streets, once symbols of hope and opportunity, are now battlegrounds where safety is a privilege, not a promise.